On today's episode of WatchJRGo, we are here with my brother's 2008 Chevy Silverado, and we're doing all of the maintenance on it and fixing one problem. What is going on, guys? I'm WatchJRGo, and today we are here with my brother's Silverado that is already up in the air here at the shop, and he said pull the wheel off and see what's going on with, there was like a front end noise. All right, we're here at O'Reilly's to pick up parts for my brother's truck because he's working on the balcony and we need to do an oil change. So we're gonna grab some stuff for him. And we are back at the warehouse with a pile of parts from O'Reilly's to do a little bit of work on more cars and wash Eric's new truck. New filter installed on the 5.3 Silverado, you know, real tornadoes under the hood and all that good stuff. So apparently this is super common on modern trucks, but the brake rotors just crack out. My F-250 is the exact same way, and people say on every F-250 around 60,000, even 50,000 miles, you gotta swap rotors. So very weird. This has brand new pads on it and the rotors are gone. So we're gonna pull these calipers back off, swap the new rotors on, solve that problem, and oil fill this thing with good old Motul 8100 extra clean EFE. I thought it was 8100 XS for a minute, but hey, this is the GM compatible oil. And if I could turn this thing now, unfortunately the caliper is sitting on the rotor, but I'll try to turn it real quick here. This wheel hub sounds horrible, so I'm gonna go ahead and kind of loosely screw that back on there. So I had already swapped out the discs, and then we went ahead and spun this hub some more, and we're now sure you can hear a grinding in it. So yeah, that sounds really bad compared to the driver's side, which is already a new hub. Apparently it's hub failure time for this truck. There you go. That's what it should sound like. Silence. The only thing you hear is the brake pad on the rotor. And this rotor is getting swapped out too today. And I just did an oil change with some Motul, and this thing should be basically back on the road. It needs a TPMS sensor over there. So, appreciate it. Yeah. I'll pull this disc back off, and I called O'Reilly's, and they have both hubs for this thing. They've got the Master Pro and the Precision, so I think we'll put the Precision on this, and gets a wheel speed sensor with that hub as well, it looks like. And luckily I happen to have the 36 socket over here to pull that axle nut off. So what we need now is this guy with my Torx driver on it. The caliper bracket had basically, I'm actually pretty sure it had never been off this truck because it still had yellow Loctite on it, and I had to put this pipe bender on the ratchet just to have enough leverage. The big impact wouldn't even budge this thing. So I put all my weight on 4 foot of cheater bar, and that is what it took to get the caliper bolts off. So here is our hub, and let's give it another spinny spin. Yeah, that's got a whir in it, that's for sure. So we'll pull this axle nut.
Occasionally I'd hear it pop when I'm
turning. Yeah, might be the CV2 because the boot's going.
Yeah, but
and
look at that.
Oh yeah, there's tons of play.
Yeah, it's
tons of play. I don't know if we can actually, I don't know if you guys can see that, but
when you get it out,
yeah,
we'll be able to see it.
And now there's just 3 bolts, and we're ready to pull this thing out. So to get this hub out with basic hand tools, I just took the little sledgehammer, just a baby one here, and I just tapped around the hub and just kept pulling as I tapped. Getting that nut off is kind of the hardest part because you usually don't have like a 36mm socket. Luckily, I actually had the axle nut socket here, and that came right out. The bolts behind, I had to have the cheater bar again. This much cheater bar, all of it. So that got the 3 bolts out, pull the wheel speed sensor wire, and we should be home free here. All right, how bad is the bad hub? First, there's tons of play. Second, it sounds horrible. That is junk. Off to O'Reilly's to get a new one. And we are back at O'Reilly's for the last part this thing needs, I hope. And we should be able to get this truck back on the road tonight. Luckily, they had everything else.
What's up?
What up?
All right, thanks guys.
You bet you have a good one.
You too. Can't beat having the right parts in stock and 30 feet away from the warehouse. This thing is just ripping through these welds. Man,
That's warm.
that is a weld. Massive.
It's flat on this side.
Well, yeah.
There's a step on this side. This will be on the bottom.
Anyway, now that this is together, it's going in the air. It was the last beam for the balcony right there.
Looks pretty good.
Yeah, buddy. Okay, installing your new hub. So clean everything out that's in the upright here. Just make it nice. It doesn't have to be like outrageously clean, obviously, but you don't want to leave it full of dirt. So I'll wipe that out, and then we'll put the dust shield back on and route the speed sensor through and just gently rock the new hub in until we can get it to the bolts. And we'll get it back as far as we can, and then the bolts will actually suck it in. Just make sure it's even, because if you get that thing in there sideways, it's all over. You're done. Dust cap's back on. We've got this torqued to 177 foot-pounds. Listen, I know you're a few feet away, but it's so much better. Perfection. All right, back to wherever the brand new brake disc went. We lost, oh, there it is.
The other side.
Cool. Set the brake caliper back on, and now I'm getting these bolts in on the actual caliper bracket. They were just wildly tight last time, so I'm going to try to make them slightly less wildly tight. Should be about perfect. Now for this top one, that's fun to access. There we go. Wheel speed sensor hooked back up. If you have the precision, everything's perfect. Every one of the Christmas tree fasteners is already on it, and you just route it up, plug it in. Took like 1 second. So we'll get this bracket tightened down and switch to the disc swap on the driver's side. Keep putting the silicone on. Anti-seize. Oh, right in my face.
This is really just to drive everybody in the comments crazy.
Oh, the torque changed because you put grease on them. Now your wheels are gonna fall off while you're going down the highway. It'll be so crazy. Can you imagine? The fastener stretch is just out of this world. It's over 90% with grease. Man, you can put grease on your studs, or you can not put grease on your studs. Just do what you want to do. Jared wants to demonstrate the wonderful noise this hub was making. Last bolt in the caliper bracket right here. Oh, all right. We'll let the impact hold the bolt. And then this thing's already been opened up, and we can like gently set it on top of the upright. Go on. I believe in you. Come on, truck, hold your caliper. Cool. All right, there was no retaining bolt on this one, so it's going back without a retaining bolt because I bet it's...
I think I stripped it. No, I think I stripped it.
No, this
out.
hub doesn't have a provision for it.
Oh, that's right.
There's no hole in this
That's
hub.
right. Yeah, I changed this hub about 6 months ago.
Interesting. Well, I guess that explains why we're just putting the brake disc back on. That went quick without that bolt. Okay. The truck is back on the ground. The wheels are going on, and this job is done in literally a matter of maybe an hour and 30 minutes. Oil change, hub replacement, both front brake rotors. That is why Chevy's bolt-on wheel hubs have always made me the happiest person in the world. I mean, this is an easy job you can do with hand tools in your garage at home. And if you have press-in wheel bearings you're out of luck without a press. And I can't tell you how many times I've had to go pay somebody 40 something X amount of money to press in a wheel bearing, and I'd much rather spend way more money and do it easily in my own garage than have to you know, find a shop in the middle of the night with a press. So going right back on. These are, I mean, it's just cake. It's a great job to do. And this truck should be good to go. No more noise out of the front end. How many miles are on this now? Almost 200?
No, 130.
130? Oh, well, 130 for 2 wheel hubs, not bad. So this thing's gonna keep right on ticking. You do need tires though. That better be next on the to-do list. These things are beat by weather.
Must be. They're really.
And now that that's done, we are ready to put this beam in the air. First, it's in the way of everything, obviously, now that it's put together. And it's gonna be a fun lift with just one lift point from the forklift here. So I guess we'll probably go on to like 2 beams and then drive over there and then go all the way.
I was planning on going in.
Oh, going that way?
Yeah, going back out.
Well, I guess we can do that. That does work. Well, that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. That's how you swap a wheel hub on a 08 Silverado, and that's filled with Mountain Dew cans. Hundreds of them.
Okay. It's not normally like this.
Anyway.
I had them all in a trash bag and then they all blew out.
Don't forget to head on over to shop, WatchJRGo.com, where you get cool shirts just like this. And please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do, and I will talk to you next time. Yeah, somehow my can for the can crusher was completely full of Mountain Dew cans here. We haven't had that spirit here since 1964. It helps if it's refreshed. You can put grease on your studs, or you can not put grease on your studs. Just do what you want to do. I'm gonna put all that in the video. It's freaking hilarious.